Have you ever had one of those brilliant ideas, a calling you felt deep down, only to find yourself completely stuck, paralyzed? Well, you're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to break down Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art to map out the invisible enemy that's holding you back, and, more importantly, to give you the battle plan for winning that inner creative war.
And this quote, wow, it just captures the entire battlefield, doesn't it? What Pressfield is saying is that the space between the life we're living right now and the one we dream of isn't empty. Oh no, it is occupied by this powerful, destructive force he calls resistance. And just understanding this force, giving it a name, is the very first step to defeating it. So does this hit close to home? That project you keep putting off? That business idea that's been sitting in a notebook for, years? That health kick that's always going to start tomorrow? Yep, that's resistance at work, and it is a totally universal experience. All right, so to really get a handle on this war, we first need to understand what it is we're actually fighting for. Let's dive into this powerful idea of the unlived life. You know that persistent nagging feeling? According to Pressfield, that's not just you being hard on yourself. He says it's your potential, your soul's true purpose, what he calls your genius, and it is screaming to be let out. It's the life you are actually meant to live. So if this incredible potential is calling out to us, what on earth is standing in the way? Well, it's time to formally meet the villain of this story, the force that's holding you back. Pressfield gives this enemy a name to make it real, to make it something we can fight. Resistance. And look, it's not a mood, it's not just laziness, it's an active, negative force. Its only job, its entire mission, is to push you away from anything that would lead to real long-term growth. And look how wide its field of attack is. Resistance doesn't just show up for painters and writers. It targets any act that chooses our better nature over what's easy. Starting a diet, committing to a relationship, standing up for what's right. All of those things attract resistance like a magnet.
Now, if you're going to defeat an enemy, you have to know its tactics. First up, it's invisible. It doesn't have a face. You just feel it. You feel it as procrastination, as doubt, as that sudden, overwhelming urge to go clean the garage right when you're supposed to be writing.
And this next part, this is a really big one. Resistance comes from within. We love to blame stuff outside of ourselves, our busy schedule, our unsupportive family, but Pressfield is crystal clear. The enemy is inside us. It's self-sabotage, plain and simple. And this internal enemy is a master of deception. It is the king of excuses. It'll whisper in your ear, it'll rationalize, it'll create a million plausible-sounding reasons why you just can't do your work today. It'll tell you you're not good enough, or it's not the right time, or you just need to do a little bit more research first. It is always, always lying. But, and this is the big twist, we can actually use this force against itself. You see, resistance only shows up for the things that really, truly matter. So if you feel massive fear or procrastination around a project, guess what? That's a giant flashing neon sign pointing directly at what you absolutely must do. The fear becomes your compass. So if resistance is the enemy, how in the world do we fight back? Well, Pressfield's answer is simple, but it is incredibly profound. We turn pro. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The amateur, they wait for inspiration, they dabble, and they are terrified of failure. But the professional? The pro shows up every single day. They treat it like a job, because it is, and they know that failure isn't the end. It's just part of the process. And this quote just nails it. The pro doesn't sit around and wait for the muse to show up. The pro knows that by showing up and doing the work, they summon the muse. Inspiration isn't something you wait for, it's a result of your labor. Okay, so what's the ultimate payoff? What do you get for showing up every day and fighting this battle? The prize isn't just a finished product, like a book or a painting. It is so much bigger than that. It's a fundamental change in your relationship with creativity itself. By turning pro, you're signaling to the universe that you are serious. And in return, ideas and insights, they just start flowing to you. You tap into something bigger than yourself.
All right, let's bring this all home. Here is your final call to arms for your own creative war.
Your path to victory is really just 4 simple steps. 1. Name the enemy. Call it resistance. 2. Use your fear as a compass. It's pointing you exactly where you need to go. 3. Make that conscious decision to turn pro. And 4, the most important step of all, show up and do the work every single day.
You know, the real power of this whole idea is how immediate it is. There's no 5-year plan you need to draft. You don't have to wait until conditions are perfect. The battle isn't won tomorrow. It's won right now.
Ultimately, the entire war, everything we've talked about, it all comes down to this one single moment. It's not about finishing the novel or launching the company. The victory is won by simply sitting down right now, in this second, and starting.